Hey, welcome to another video. You probably think you know this already, but men and women don't communicate in the same way. Men communicate when they want to solve problems and exchange information. Meanwhile, women communicate to share their emotions and get closer to one another. These differences is the cause of miscommunications between the genders, which is one of the most common and repeated problems that we have. By the end of this video, you will learn how and why men communicate with each other, how and why women communicate with each other, and the problems that men and women have with communicating with each other, and how to communicate with the other gender. Let's get right into it. How and why men communicate with each other. Men communicate with each other when they want to exchange information and they need help solving a problem. Based on my other video about men and women's values, which you can watch here or the link in the description, you would know that men value their own self-independence, and that is tied to their self-worth, and because of that, they don't really seek help or seek to be understood by others unless they're trying to solve a problem and talking to someone else. When they do talk to others, that is usually the last option that they have, and because of this, men use literal words for communication and information. This is how and why women communicate with each other. Women communicate with each other to become more intimate, to show that they care about who they're speaking with, and because they want to share their feelings with you, they trust you. When women communicate with words, they do it in a very poetic way, meaning that they don't say, we never do anything anymore. It doesn't actually mean never. It means that they haven't done it in such a long time that the word communicates how she feels and not its literal definition. This is unlike the men who use words literally in order to describe something or a problem because they want to exchange ideas accurately. What is the problem that men and women have with communicating with each other then? Women mostly feel that men don't actually hear them, and this is because the men repeat back what the woman says and he thinks, okay, now I've heard her, but this is usually not the case. Another problem is that women don't understand why men don't want to talk about how they feel. When men don't talk, it's because they have to think about what they want to say or they don't have enough information to respond. This process can take minutes, hours, or even days for them to figure out what it is they want to say. This is when men go to their caves. Men go to their caves when they're either upset and they need time to think about themselves, or they don't have an answer to the problem, or they want to just think about a problem. They really just need to spend their time in their cave to figure out exactly what it is that they want to say or do. But the problem is women don't realize that there's a dragon guarding the cave, which will actually burn her if she tries to enter. And she does this by trying to get him to come out of the cave and talk about his emotions, even though he's not ready to do so. For women, it's really easy to tell when a man is in the cave. If you ask him any question about how he feels and he responds very dismissively, that means he's still in the cave. He doesn't really want to talk about it. He'll say things like, it's no problem, it's okay, it's no big deal. He just basically keeps brushing it off and keeps dismissing any kind of questions that try to get him to open up. That's how you'll know he's in the cave, and this is the time where you have to try to take it not personally. If you try to take it personally, or if you do end up taking it personally, this is when the dragon's gonna burn you. He's gonna say something he doesn't really mean, and you're gonna think, oh, all men are the same, or whatever you were thinking about him is you're gonna make that thing happen again because he's not ready to talk about how he feels. I know sometimes it's hard to patiently wait to know what the man is thinking and feeling, but this is just part of his process, and it's most important not to make the man feel wrong for this process by disapproving of him or trying to help him. The best thing to do for him is to do something that makes you happy and not to worry about him. This is the fastest way for him to get out of the cave. If you're upset and he's in the cave, that's another problem. He's like thinking, it's like, oh man, my woman is upset. She's not too happy with me. Now he's gonna stay in the cave longer until he can figure out how to even come back and approach you. But if you're still in a good mood, you're still happy, you still feel good, he's gonna be able to come out the cave much easier. If after all this, you feel like you still need to talk to him right now, what you could do is you can write him a letter, and once he's come out the cave, you can go ahead and give him this letter, or you can read it to him. So that way you can still go ahead and get your emotions out and get your feelings out and not forget what you want to say. But when he's ready to talk, then the conversation will go a lot smoother and the dragon will not burn you. So now it's time to learn about the women for the men. Because women feel that men don't hear them, it's important for men to listen to her feelings and her problems without offering any solutions. Though it might make sense to you that when you're offering a solution, you're actually helping her by caring for her and trying to put thought into her problems and getting rid of her problems, it doesn't come off like that to her. To her, she will see it as you're trying to say how she feels is wrong and that she shouldn't be feeling that way, which then invalidates her feelings. Also, when she's telling you about these bad feelings, it may sound like she's blaming you for these sad feelings or bad feelings and that you're responsible for those. But many times, if you just listen long enough by asking questions like how and why are those things happening and just asking her to elaborate, you'll soon see that she's gonna feel better without having to solve any problems whatsoever. And you did it without invalidating her feelings. If at any point you start to feel that the woman is blaming you for certain things, it is a great way to communicate by asking them if they're actually blaming you. Many times they will backtrack and say, no, I'm not blaming you at all. For example, let's say she says, all you do is work and that there's no more fun anymore in a relationship. Then you can ask her, oh, well, when you say that all I do is work and there's no fun anymore, it sounds like you're saying it's my fault for all this. Is that true? So now instead of assuming that you're being blamed, you ask her the question, you give her the power back, and to answer the question, she's gonna say, oh, no, I'm not blaming you for this. I'm just telling you how I feel and whatnot. At the end of the day, how are we gonna communicate with the other gender? Communication with the other genders, it really doesn't need to be so hard, but all it takes is a little bit of understanding of ourselves and of the other gender, and then it just takes a little bit of practice. Perfect communication will not happen in a single day, and it will always be improving. There will be many times when stress or lack of sleep or very difficult and hard emotions make it hard to communicate with each other because of our innate differences. But now that you know how and why men and women communicate with each other, we can use this knowledge and put it into practice. If you're still having troubles understanding men and women, I do recommend that you watch this video here or here. Honestly, I don't know where it shows up every time I do these videos. I'll memorize it one day, but it's about the values of men and women. So what they value, and you can find this link in the description. And while you're in the description, go ahead and join me for free on my Patreon to get updates on my videos, recommended, and you could recommend me new videos that you'd like me to discuss. You can ask questions, and you'll also get access to the other content I make like infographics. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.